Okay, again, then let's get into it, everyone. Some lawmakers of the All Progressives Congress in Benue State, believed to be loyal to Senator George Akume, have moved a motion of impeachment against Governor Samuel Ortom on allegation of diversion of state funds and abuse of office. The lawmakers also announced the suspension of the 15 members who decamped to the PDP last week. Well, Governor Samuel Ortom has dismissed the impeachment threats, describing it as an act of illegality.
Embezzlement of local government funds were one of the reasons he brought over 40 to 50 million per each local government is taken out every month. Around the 23 local governments, that's over 33 billion naira over these 3 years of local government funds. Also embezzlement of state funds that has led to non-payment of salaries for a period of over 7 months for state, over 11 months or so for local governments, and the pensioners over 14 to 15 months, and non-performance in so many areas that actually has affected the economy of the state badly.
The impeached speaker and other principal officers paraded themselves in a flagrant disobedience of the Makurdi High Court order that they should do so. They should not do so until the substantive matter was heard. As law-abiding citizens, that is what we encourage. They sat illegally without the clerk of the House or his deputy. 8 members claim to have suspended 22 members. Is it not laughable?
So, just keep count of all of this, because we will get to the matter, because there are a lot of these impeachment stories on the table tonight. Just Benue is one on the other hand. Now, in Kano State, lawmakers in the State House of Assembly have effected another change of leadership barely 2 months after the last leadership was put in place. The House resumed from a 2-month recess, and the first function it carried out was impeachment of its Speaker Abdullah Atta and 2 other principal officers. Al-Hassan Rurum was elected as the new Speaker. And now to Imo State in the southeast region of the country. The story is similar. The State House of Assembly has impeached the Deputy Governor, Eze Madumere. He was impeached on Monday by 19 out of the 27 members of the House of Assembly. Beg your pardon. Of the House Acho Hims, the impeachment followed the outcome of a report of a 7-man panel which was constituted by the Chief Judge of the state to investigate allegations of gross misconduct. But then here is a twist. A High Court sitting in Owerri, presided by Honorable Justice Benjamin Iyeka, had granted the Deputy Governor an interim injunction restraining the 7-man panel constituted by the Chief Judge of the state from continuing with its inquiry until the matters before it, the borders on alleged constitutional breach, is heard. The Deputy Governor has, through his counsel, Chief Ken Nyamize, filed an originating summons over what he described as a constitutional breach, having not been personally served as mandatorily required by law. Also, in a related development, the Federal High Court Abuja has ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), the All Progressives Congress (APC), and the National Chairman of the party not to conduct any Congress in Imo State until August the 21st. The court also ordered the plaintiffs, Senator Osita Izunaso, Senator Ben Uwajimogu, Mr. Matthew Omegara, Mr. Hilary Eke, and Mr. Patrick Uzoku to maintain status quo until August 21. So let's get to the conversation, everyone. One of, well, I'd say 2 of these issues of impeachment get our attention tonight, that of Benue and that of Imo State. I have joining me in our Abuja studio tonight is Mr. Ben Chuks Nwosu, a legal practitioner and a former Speaker pro tempore in Anambra State. You understand what it means to talk about impeachment in the House of Assembly, and that's why we have him on the program tonight. Also is Mr. Aliyu Abdullah UI is a lawyer and a member of the Buhari support group. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time on the program. Let me begin with you tonight, Mr. Benchooks. It looks so much that this is a recurrence. At about this time 4 years ago, we see the gale of impeachment also sweeping through several states of the Federation. Let's begin with Imo State this evening. It looks like an interesting scenario, isn't it? How the Benue Speaker was removed in the first place, because they did say they were on recess, and now the lawmakers reconvened last week. And the manner also in which the impeached speaker came about on the issue of how they want to begin an impeachment process on the governor, Samuel Ortom. What do you make of this scenario in Benue State?
For me, what is going on is what, like you rightly referred to, happened 4 years ago when we were in the House of Assembly. They are all in gross violation of Section 188 of the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999. The said section contains 11 subsections, steps, time period, the number that forms the quorum for every step. And one is that 1/3 of the members of the House of Assembly must sign a complaint of gross misconduct on Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker has 7 days within which to serve either the governor or, like you rightly said, the deputy governor, as the case may be, who has a specific period, whether he answers or not, 14 days period, within which the House will now also debate the contents of the said complaint. And after that debate, it is agreed by 2/3 majority of members of the House that the complaints be investigated. Then it will be taken to the Chief Justice of the state concerned, who shall appoint 7 citizens of that state, 7 indigenes of that state, who, in his opinion, are men of integrity, who are not members of the public service, they are not politicians, and they are not members of the legislative houses of assembly. And the 7 panelists have 3 months period within which to look into the allegations against the governor or the state governor, as the case may be. And if they determine that the governor or the state governor does not have a case to answer, that ends the story. There will be no further proceedings on the matter. But if they discover, if they find that the state governor or the deputy governor have a case to answer, the House will debate the findings of the panel. And if by 2/3 majority of that House sitting in one place agree that they accept the guilt of the governor or the deputy governor, as the case may be, that governor or state deputy governor stands impeached as at the date of the adoption of that findings of the panel. And the Constitution, like I said, Section 188 has 11 subsections. And it does say that such finding, if followed meticulously, that no court shall look into it, which is like equal to an ouster clause.